Welcome back with the Dire Dungeon Master. We are looking at collecting together our quick little digital sculpts. Like we'd had some daily sculpt sketchbooks we were doing during classes and then also doing online. And so I wanted to collect them together and kind of just give a quick overview. So I'm just going to use Google Slides. So just a new document, the black background. We'll call it Sculpt Sketchbook underscore 2025. And this one is actually digital daily, so the word digital in there. Since we could, of course, be using our monster clay or wet clay or wed clay. But for this one, we're really focusing on the freebie software. We're looking at Sculptress and SculptGL as the two primary methods. I did use Maya as well to do some retopology, but that's up to you. Almost every 3D package now has some sort of retopology, and I have um, exercises using kind of a 1 hour character creation for a dragon character. There's also this little kind of water buffalo bull-ish type character. And so I've collected all my images. So that's the first thing I would do is make sure you put all your sculpt sketches into one place as best you can. Right, so I've collected all these images together, and I also put in a couple of the pieces that I painted. So there's also a beholder in here. So the beholder is, and the eye tyrant is another fun exercise, which is like a sphere with some eye stalks and eyeballs on it, and then a big eye in the middle, and then tongue and teeth. So this is another model kit that will have some more details. But for this one, we also had things like a texture map. So there's a quick texture painting portion of this as well. Really fast, right? Just filling in the base colors. So each of these kind of layer together as you move on. Here's the dragonkin character getting ready for 3D print. And then here's a really quick paint job. I think I did like 15 minutes. The specularity map's a little high on the gloss. But yeah, the other ones we did during the semester this fall, 2025. I like horns and heads in Sculptress, so it's fun to kind of pull those out. I also did a lion head retopology and did a quick anatomy lesson on how to use pure ref tools over the top of any sculpting package you're using. And yeah, having good anatomy reference for any kind of animal you want to explore is kind of critical. There's what the overlay looks like. Little bear, you could tell the jaw's a little low. I didn't, I kind of pulled the whole thing down quickly, so I'll go back and fix that. Dog skull. How to do an ear, an elf ear, really quick, more effeminate face, softer tissue structure, less sharp bony protrusions. How to bring them together, did like a brain with the human skull, did some scary stuff, quick paint job. So a little scarier one again, doing a quick bend, you bring the mouth open. Um, Base form, Loomis shapes, getting a good kind of egghead shape to have as a base. This was just a couple, literally, 1 minute, 30 second, couple quick strokes just to get people warmed up, quick UV unwrap. And yeah, there's the ball to beholder demo. There's a quick paint job for the bully guy, and I think also a good selection. So I think for this one we want to have I think 5 to 10 sculptures and between 10 to 20 images. So that means 5 to 10 sculptures to pick with 1 to 2 images for each one. So for this one in particular, I'm going to pull straight off. So I've already kind of went through and inspected um, each of these and taken a look and kind of framed them together. I think on the background, it's good to make sure in the scene you want to turn off the grid, and you can also play with what you want to have in your background. So for the shader in here for rendering, you have matte capture, transparency. Let's see where it is. Skin hazard. So there's a whoops. It's actually up in here, isn't it? Yeah. So clear scene, background image. There you go. So if you wanted to have a background image, you could do an environment or an ambient environment, things like that. Kind of give the little bit more color, and then framing it nicely. For this one, I'll maximize this for a moment and just kind of zoom in there. And yeah, so I'll do one shot here. So I'm on a Windows machine, so Windows Shift S, my trim tool. There's one, and then pull it to more of a forward, maybe zoom in a little bit to the face and the ears, and then Shift S. So you decide how you want to crop and what you want to show off for your sculpture. Same thing over here in Sculpt GL. I can zoom in here and maybe I want to maybe smooth the whole thing once or twice. Maybe not. It's a little triangulated, but you can decide. This guy did like a quick unwrap and made him like a sumo wrestler, uh, kind of inspired from maybe Kung Fu Panda or Zootopia, but same thing. Get him in an angle here. Windows Shift S, crop it. Maybe do a little quarter profile and back over there, and one last image shot. There we go. Try to leave the UI off. You see the top corner here. I got the UI of the paint, so I can just escape as I'm doing that and do it again. Shift S. Oops. Okay. No. Close. Windows Shift S. There we go. And keep it a little tighter this time. There we go. To the hand. And yeah. So cropping nicely helps. I'll go into my images folder, which for my folder on my Windows machine, I should have my pictures right here and screenshots, and I'll scroll all the way down my screenshots here, and there's my new picture. So I'll grab these and I'm going to put them into my online folder here. I guess I have a little bit more variety, and we can then bring it in the Google Slides, and background's black, just right click, change background. You can always add a gradient to it if you want. They have spherical gradients. They have a more linear gradient like that. But I think for this one, just doing a quick sketchbook, I like the solid black. That works out just fine with white text. And we'll go through here and we'll pick a few. So I liked the little bully guy we just did, so you can see what the difference looks like. So on one page, I'll pick one sculpture. So this would be an example. I have one sculpture here, and I'm going to put 3 images in there. And it then stacks them. So just right click and push the order. You can push it to the back, or you can bring it back forward again. So right click, order, bring to the front. Just remember the text will usually get covered. So at the very end of some of these pages, you got to right click and go order, bring to front, and make sure your text still stays in the front. And a little text overlap isn't too bad in here. I'll do the close up here first. See, it's clipping on the arm there. So what you can do is go into any of these images, just double click, and you get a little black controller. It's right kind of overlapped with the white controller here, which does the whole squishing of the non-constrained ratio, but you can get the black one here, and that'll actually clip. And grab this black part here and bring it in tight, and then hit the enter key, and there it actually crops, but I can still double click and go back to the full image. So that's why I use Google Slides for this. Easiest one to just double click or grab it and just scale the whole thing and crop and order these however you like. I could double click this one again, bring that crop closer to the hand. And again, if I want it in front of this one here, I would just right click and bring to front. But I see it would clip over the horn, so I'd rather just bring it there. So I don't want any sharp edges. Try to avoid that. And this one goes up into the sketchbook's text. I'll double click that, grab the black part and bring it down below the text. Hit enter. And there you go. So all this has been cropped pretty well. I can then click this page here, hit Control D, duplicate. I don't need the text for every page here, and I can grab these and hit delete. And so I want 5 to 10 of my favorite sculptures. So let's see, was that the head? That was just the head by itself. And with 10 to 20 images total, I think that was the assignment. So for this one, I can grab a couple of these. I kind of liked the scary head that I did earlier in this semester. It was a kind of fun exercise to take these regular shaped heads here, like this one, and then make a scarier version. So I'll grab these and scale them down. Just did a marquee drag over the top of them. Same thing again, I can double click, go to the black edge, and just crop any of these edges that you need to get rid of any unnecessary blank space. It's good practice though when you're doing your screen caps to do it along the way, but if you don't, it's okay. Just crop it and adjust it inside your whatever slide software you're using. Now you could use Canva, you could use Keynote, you can use PowerPoint, all fine with me. Grab these other two here, drag them in. There we go. Looks like they came in stacked. And maybe make this one the central piece if I want. Bring these down. I could also maybe get these two pieces here stacked together. Oops, and be careful using the scroll wheel. Full screen that one. And scale these down a little bit. So there's the first one without having the mouth open. And then if it's off the edge here, it'll usually snap to the edge of the border, although if it hangs off, it's just going to clip automatically because it snaps to red. There, hit enter. And then bring these two next to each other and maybe crop this one a little bit better. Enter, double click this one. It's cropped close to the head, but maybe you could a little bit more on the bottom. There we go. Let's get them central. And it's up to you to the arrangement. Fill the space for this one. It's really strictly images. It's a sketchbook portfolio piece, so it's good to have maximize space. Usually you'd kind of leave margins and whatnot, but you can kind of stack these a bit. This one here is behind that black clip there. Just right click, go to order, and bring to front, and there you go. And then if I need to, I can double click and bring that crop down a little closer to the head. There we go. And then this one, same thing, double click. I can bring that, I can bring the whole thing in a little bit if you need to, and then bring the crop up close to the edge. There we go. And voila, that's one page, one character, two characters, and then we'll do Control D, add another page, delete. And if I need 5 characters total, maybe I already have 3 pictures of one image, 4 on one, so that's already what 3 plus 4 is 7. I need a minimum of 10, maximum around 20. You can make this many pages if you want. If you want to have 20, 30 pages, fine. Just be careful if you're doing this for class, you're not overloading how much you're going to cover in your assignment. I also liked the lion head that I did, so I will grab the lion head here. Let's see if I got a little bit better image for the lion head. Looks like I don't, so I'll grab this one and see any more. No more. Okay. Grab this one and this one, drag them into the page, and they're both kind of rather large, so scale them both down and then see if I can split them up. There you go. This one has a lot of the UI. So this is what I talk a lot about at least in the classes. Like when you're showing off stuff, you want to minimize the user interface. So I'm going to crop all of that Maya interface using the black control handles on there and then get it close, hit enter. It still has the graph and the gizmo. It's okay. And this one over here, I have the Pro Tools notes. I'll leave the reference just because that's fun, but I'll double click that, go to the black part, cut off the notes section, enter. And there you go. That's a fine page for the lion head sculpt where I very quickly sculpted the lion head, brought it into Maya, retopologized it, and then I can use that as a base mesh to bring back in and do a more detailed sculpt. Let's do a couple more pages. I'll do this one and maybe a couple pieces that got painted. We did this little jackalope. I don't know what this one is. Piece here. That's fine like that. Control D, go down here, marquee drag, delete. And let's get a 5th character in there. Let's see which other ones that we had that were fun. Fast, like a little critter. More spikes. I think the beholder I took extra time on, so I'll leave that one off. Um, we'll squeeze these ones on, so I'll grab this little lizard head that I did. That was kind of fun. Scale that down a bit. And then it did a, what do I call it? Something dart. This little guy here. It's kind of fun. So this one might fit in the page well, so I'll grab these two and scale them all down together. Bring them over, and then click on them individually. This one here I can crop, double click. Since it's a very vertical, kind of slender shot. Same with this image here, double click, and I could come in really tight to the edge of the image, and even on the end of the beak there at the bottom where the black goes deeper. And then here's the one that's kind of the widest shot. So let's see if I can maybe arrange these underneath it a little bit, maybe reduce this one in size. There we go. And then I can leave this one with the corners coming up underneath the head there. I think that'll be fine. Maybe this one goes there better. So yeah, just play with the arrange. You spend just a few minutes. I mean, that makes a big difference, you know. And as you look at art books and art of books and really press your portfolio, you'll want to go back and do better arrangements and put some text in there and font. So that should be good. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters, right? So you want at least 5 to 10 and 10 to 20 images. So we got 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. So that's what I'm looking for the digital sculpt sketchbook. When you're done with this, then you can also take 2 pages and make 2 pages for your final to put into the list of all the rest of your projects. So what I would do for this is I would make a copy of it. And for this one, I would call this digital sculpt sketchbook for final, and then maybe 2 PG. There you go, something like that. And then it's going to make a copy. And then I could just take these pages and I can right click and copy them directly into the final document that you're making. So for this one, I'll get rid of, that one's fun. Those are fun. Maybe we'll get rid of that one. And maybe for a variety, that one has a full body, so I'll leave that one. This one has some paint, so maybe I'll leave that one, even though these are fun too. So delete that and delete that. And there we go. So I'm going with these two. There's no right or wrong, whatever you like. It's your artwork that you want to show. So sometimes there's a unanimous decision, like one's clearly your better piece than the other, but that's a good, it's a good problem to have. Wouldn't worry too much about that. Double click this. I'm just doing a little extra cropping since it's going to go into my final document, right? And there we go. Double click and bring that right up to the ear. And see if we can't scale these 2 images to be a little bit closer in size. So you get a lot of auto corrections happening in there. There, I can go to this edge, and now I can maybe leave some margins, try and get it centered in the middle, centered vertically and horizontally. There we go. And if I want to, I can now take this text, click on the outer border, Control C, go back over here and click in the empty space, Control V, paste. It should put it in the same spot. Whatever one's pasted usually goes on top of whatever is below it. And then if I want to make sure that I don't have any gradients or edges going through the text, sometimes you'll want to just use the arrow keys, and then it goes slow per arrow press or hit shift, and that'll move a little bit faster. And there, I can do the same thing here, but I think these ones are okay. In case I wanted to, I can grab this one, click off empty space, click that one, hold shift if I need to move faster. And yeah, if there's like little spaces in between them that you can see, cool. Not too worried. This one, making sure I got the margin on the sides, kind of even with the margin on the side over here. If I need to have a little space gap that's showing between these, I can take these and arrange. Sometimes if I'm moving them, it'll give me like a little snap on there that's snapping right to the edge. And I can then bring this in even closer. There we go. And so now you'll see it actually spaces in between these two and gives you these alignments. Double click here and I can snap this to the bottom, turns red, to the actual bottom of the page. So there's my sculpt sketch for final. Right, here's my actual sketchbook to turn in for the assignment. And yeah, that have fun. Even some, and beginner if you're like just starting. Some of these, like this one here, I spent maybe less than a minute on. So you could, you know, if you got behind, you don't have to paint them, but you can do some auto UV unwraps and paint them. Bring them in. This is for the lizard head. It was quite fun. So some of these I could put the paint the texture on top of these, bring them back into Sculpt GL and finish, continue on them. And then of course this one took about an hour in total. But if you wanted to go from scratch, you could get this far if you watch this video. And then if you wanted to watch a much longer sequence, this one's a few hours long, getting from a ball to an actual beholder and then painting it. So lots of fun extra videos to come up over the winter break and going into 2016. So I hope you guys enjoyed the sketching process this semester. And hopefully we'll see you again over the winter break and in the spring. All right, we'll see you on the next set of videos. Thanks.